So, hello everyone, welcome back. And this is the part 2 of the chapter Human Growth and Development. In our first video, we had studied about human growth, what is human growth, and then we also talked about what is human development. There are three major types of developments and other types of development. Then we also studied about the points of difference between the growth and development. So, I would suggest that you first go and watch the part 1 of this topic, which will help you understand the entire topic of human growth and development with absolute clarity. Now, in this video, we'll be talking about stages of life with reference to growth and development in humans in detail, and also we'll be talking about the factors affecting the growth and development in humans. There are four stages of life. First is infancy, second is childhood, then third is adolescence, and fourth is adulthood. You can very clearly see that each stage is further subdivided. This is done in order to ensure that there is clear understanding of the various growth and development features and specifications happening at a certain time period. So focus on understanding each stage carefully. So this will help you answer a lot of MCQs made from this section of the chapter. Now let's study each stage one by one. First is infancy. The duration is 0 to 5 years. Under infancy, it is further classified into two stages. First is prenatal and the another one is babyhood. Prenatal is from the point of conception till birth. Under prenatal, it is first is germinal stage, that is the first 2 weeks from the conception. So for conception, you can understand the biological confirmation of the formation of embryo. Second is embryonic stage. The duration would be from the 3rd to 8th week of fetus in the womb. In this stage, there is a noticeable growth and development of fetus, and it also speeds up. And also, one can observe the increase in weight of mother and increase in the size of womb. This is because the weight of the fetus is also increasing. The third stage of the prenatal stage is the fetal stage. The duration is 9th week till birth. In this week, the growth and development, both physical and physiological, happens rapidly. Okay, when we talk about physical, we are saying that increase in shape and size of the muscles and bone, the structure of the fetus, and physiological means the development of all other various systems in the body, nervous system, respiratory system, cardiovascular system. And then it is also observed that the baby inside the womb starts making small movements like moving of head, twisting, turning, hands and legs. The next stage under infancy is babyhood. So the duration of babyhood is 0 to 5 years, and which begins from the point of birth of the baby. So there is a rapid increase in the weight of the child during this period as compared to the height, but the ratio of increase in weight is more than that of height. Also, the babies, they have a very strong grasping power. बहुत तेजी से कोई भी चीज पकड़ते हैं और फट से पकड़ते हैं. You might have noticed they learn some basic skills like crawling, घुटनों के बल चलना. Slowly learns to stand by taking support. They also consciously learn how to balance their body. The neuromuscular coordination also starts forming at this stage only. So this particular age of babyhood is also referred to as formative years. It is one of the most important periods of formative years in the human body, where the body not only grows physically, they also develop various other skills like neuromuscular coordination happens. They starts to respond to emotions, which we'll be studying further. For emotions, they don't have any emotional control. If you scold them, they will immediately start crying and throwing their hands and legs in the air. They exhibit emotions. Motor skills activities means that कुछ भी होगा तो आपने मान लीजिए उनको मारा थोड़ा सा या डांटा तो तुरंत लोट पोटने लगेंगे जमीन पे. Babies, they make gestures with their hands, shaking both of their hands and crying. So these are their emotional aspects. For cognitive, memory power increases. As I said that these are the formative years. So the brain starts to develop. They learn quickly, very quickly. So the memory power increases. They learn to locate the source of sounds. कोई भी आप आवाज करिए तो उस तरफ वो मुड़ेंगे, देखेंगे. उनका मतलब वो ध्यान केंद्रित करना शुरू कर देते हैं इस वक्त. Then they use their imagination forms of image of objects and actions in their minds. You might have seen they come up with their own stories. ये हो सकता है कि झूठ बोल रहे हैं, but think of how they are making sentences. They are imagining and then saying things according to their own imaginations and thoughts. They mold things according to their own liking. Then they starts to understand the language and learn new words and sentences. They are very curious. Now for physical activities, they learn motor skills like sitting, standing, walking, running, jumping, catching, throwing. So at this stage, all the basic motor skills also starts to develop. So this is a perfect age when you introduce any particular sport. So the perfect age bracket is 3 to 5 years. So which falls under the babyhood. The baby tends to learn things faster, be it motor skills or understanding the commands. As for the social aspect, they are very sentimental about self-love and self-care. They give themselves the priority over others. They behave according to their own liking or disliking, and they do not understand social norms. Though the parents and the guardians, they start teaching them how to behave in a social setup, in the group, in front of elders, with their own peer groups, but still they will act as they think or as they want. The second stage is childhood, starts from the 5th year and goes up till 12th year. Childhood is further classified into 3 stages: early childhood, middle childhood, and late childhood. Now we will study each of the stages carefully. Early childhood, the duration is 5 to 7 years. Learning improves through repetition and practice. So whatever the child has learned up till the age of 5th year, the same thing and a little bit more is enhanced or honed. Skills को और learnings को और polish किया जाता है. And then the development of bones and muscles is fast during the age of 5 to 7 years. They learn basic hygiene and cleanliness rules and they stick to it, they practice it. Then there is increase in command of language, better choice of words, and they become more fluent in expressing and speaking. They learn to control and regulate their emotions and expressions. Now they better understand how to react to a certain statement or situation, and they also understand and learn to give suitable expressions. Middle childhood duration is 7 to 10 years. So now they have more control over their body. They learn to balance. The stability of their body is achieved at this point. Then there is increase in the mind body coordination, that is the neuromuscular coordination is increased and enhanced. Develops basic fitness components like flexibility, strength, speed. They become more agile. They can quickly react to certain things in a precise manner. Their strength increases. They are able to do a certain task for a longer time period, and then they can perform activities with more speed and agility. They develop interest in social interaction. They, at this stage, the students become, or the child becomes more free and confident, and they like to spend time with their friends and a person of their age group. That's why they really like to be in the school setup or coaching institutions or stadiums, playing arenas. Then increase in confidence and clarity in expression of thoughts. When they have learned and developed their language skills, they feel more confident. They feel more confident about themselves, and they also have clarity in what they say and think. Then concentration power increases. At this stage, the child knows how to stick to certain activity for a longer duration, and that's how they enhance their learning experience as well. Late childhood, the duration is 11th year till 12th year. Now this is a very critical stage, especially towards the end of this stage. The child develops, because it's a transition period, or the child is getting transitioned from childhood to teenager. So this becomes a very critical stage. So up till this stage, the neuromuscular coordination becomes efficient. There is increase in muscular strength. The arms and legs grow longer and the trunk becomes thinner. The structure of the body is changing. So this becomes a very important point for your MCQs. Now thinking ability increases at a fast rate. Power of memory, their logical thinking, decision making increases. They become emotionally stable, and they are also very optimistic about the future. They learn to adjust their behavior in the society and according to the setup they are in. They develop certain understanding about the features and specifications of gender, male and female. Then the attraction and admiration increases towards the person they follow, and they think they are their idol. So they visualize themselves. They like to be appreciated by people, and then they also become adventurous, courageous, and confident. So at this stage, they are more into performing rather than thinking before performing. यहाँ पे सोचते नहीं है, यहाँ करते हैं, और सोचना बाद में होता है. कर देते हैं, कुछ गलतियां कर देते हैं, फिर डांट वाट खाते हैं, सुधरते हैं, उसके बाद फिर आगे उसको करने से पहले सोचते हैं कोई भी एक्टिविटी. सो दो देयर thinking capacity and critical thinking increases, but still the maturity is not there. So that's why they end up getting themselves into trouble. So this is how they learn. This is how they develop their mental capacity in terms of performing particular action. And they also develop their fine motor skills Here I'm pretty sure no one is confused about developing the motor of a particular machine. We are talking about the fine movements of joints in the body in coordination with brain and other systems in the body. For example, performing activities like painting, sculpting, or fine dance moves, or performing any sporting activity, you just perform it because it has now been coded in your brain and you are upscaling it, you are polishing it and enhancing it with the help of smooth coordination between your mind and body. Next stage is stage of adolescence. It starts from 12 year and goes till 19th year. This is the stage of complex changes and also the beginning of puberty. This stage is also called the awkwardness stage, and this is due to the uneven increase in weight and height. And also, there is spontaneous change in the voice quality of males, especially boys. What happens in childhood, the voice is very thin and sharp, but the voice box is also maturing at this stage. When the maturation or the beginning of maturation of the voice box takes place, that sharp quality of voice becomes hazy and then it becomes clear. The base of the voice quality becomes very strong in boys. Facial hair growth happens, and then the growth and development of organ which defines their gender is also seen in this age group only. Adolescence is also subclassified into early adolescence, middle adolescence, and late adolescence. Early adolescence age group is 12 to 14 years. This is the beginning stage of puberty. Here, the in girls, the voice becomes very soft, sweet, and light, and in boys, facial hair growth starts growing. They develop strong attraction towards opposite gender, stays confused and digressed from the goal, which means that there is a lot of chaos going on in their mind. बहुत ज़्यादा चीज़ें एक साथ दिमाग में चल रही होती हैं और बार बार वो उनको उनका जो गोल है या जो एक पर्टिकुलर टारगेट है उस पर्टिकुलर एज ग्रुप में उससे वो भटकते रहते हैं. सो दे गेट डाइवर्टेड और डाइग्रेस्ड फ्रॉम द goal. They have a limited interest in future but shows interest in developing moral values. Now this means that they are more into themselves at this stage because they are very confused. They don't know what is going around because there are a lot of internal hormonal changes are happening at this stage. They can hardly focus on the future, but they are very mindful of the moral values which are being taught to them at this particular stage. At this stage they are very sensitive about their self-respect and dignity. So in their early adolescence, they become very sensitive about their self-respect and dignity. So what happens if you scold a child in public falling under this age group of 12 to 14 years, probably they are studying in class 5, 6 or 7. So they'll feel embarrassed. Also, they may show a lot of rage. Their body language will not be pleasant. This shows that they put themselves first and they don't like to be scolded or said anything in public. It is important to keep in mind that even for their betterment, if we are saying something to them, we must just try to as gentle and as kind as possible in our words and gesture while addressing to children in this age group. Curious to learn more about people, places and principles, this is the age where the hormonal changes starts to take place in the human body and the brain capacity develops so much so that they want to learn, know everything happening around them. ये क्यों हो रहा है, ऐसे क्यों हो रहा है, इन्होंने ऐसे क्यों बोला. सो दे आर मोर इनटू द क्वेश्चनिंग फॉर्म. किसी भी चीज को लेकर उनके अंदर बहुत ज्यादा डाउट्स और क्वेश्चंस शुरू होने लगते हैं इस एज ग्रुप में. Middle adolescence, the age group is 14 years to 17 years. I have tried to make the points as simple and self-explanatory as possible. Puberty is close to completion in both males and females. We can clearly observe change in height, weight in an individual. The increase in bone strength can be seen by the way of their performance in physical activities, muscle power and other physical organs also they begin to mature. Then rapid development in strength and other physical fitness components like balance, flexibility, speed, agility. Next point is performance in various sports improves at faster rate. Definitely when physical components increase, enhance, then their performance with continuous practice also improves. Beliefs are based on assumptions and hypotheses. Now here, so they starts to assume things and on the basis of assumption, ऐसा हो जाएगा शायद तो मुझे ऐसा कर लेना चाहिए. They start to create their own hypothesis. If this happens, so I should act like this. Otherwise, this will happen. Now, they start to develop leadership skills. This is a very important point. They start to develop leadership skills like taking initiative, being proactive. At this stage, even around your friends, you might have seen that out of 10 people, there is one particular person who would like to take lead in some task given by the teacher or by anyone in the family. Emotionally tough phase in terms of establishing identity and self worth, recognition and identity in the society. See, students or children at this particular age group, 14 to 17 years, they are very much concerned about what the society thinks about them. या मेरे दोस्त मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेंगे, अगर मैंने ये टास्क नहीं किया और टीचर ने मुझे ऐसा कह दिया तो मेरे दोस्त, मेरे क्लासमेट्स क्या सोचेंगे, मेरी कैसी इमेज बन जाएगी. If I don't perform well in exams, what will my cousins think? What will the people in my society think? They'll question me. How were your exams and stuff like that. These things are very natural for an individual to feel at this particular age group. Then unable to control strong emotions such as anger, hate and jealousy. So these are some extreme emotions which do take place at this particular age group. डाउट्स एंड इश्यूज ऑन सेल्फ एक्सेप्टेंस, डिमांड्स फ्रीडम. उनको हर चीज में फ्रीडम चाहिए कि मुझे ये क्यों नहीं करने दिया जा रहा है, वाई आई एम नॉट बीइंग अलाउड टू गो आउट विद माई फ्रेंड्स, वाई आई एम नॉट अलाउड टू गो आउट एंड चूज द स्पोर्ट ऑफ माई चॉइस. They want to make their own decisions and they want freedom in doing so. Impulsive in nature, gets carried away easily. They believe very easily and then they act on their belief. Whatever is told to them by their friends or by someone whom they trust and whom they see as their idol, they tend to act on the command given by them or the suggestions given by them. The individual becomes restless, impatient and confused. They remain under stress and tension since lot of questions and chaos and doubts and self-questioning, identity crisis, the recognition in the society is there, so that results in a building up of stress and tension in them. Does not generally agree with the social norms, customs and traditions of the society, then friends are the most important individual in their life. I suppose all those who are watching this video falling under this age group, they would clearly relate to this point. If a 3 marks question is asked from this particular section, you can pick up any 3 points to complete your answer. Late adolescence, the age bracket is 17 to 19 years. They are developed and grown to their full adulthood and the puberty is completed. They have control on their impulse. That means they don't make instant decisions. Now they contemplate on whatever has been asked to and then they act accordingly. Able to measure the risk and rewards involved in the outcome of their actions. They do weigh what are the benefits and what could be the possible risk if they do or if they don't do whatever has been asked. Increased emotional stability and independence. They are more emotionally stable and they feel more independent about their thoughts, views and actions. They take responsibility of their actions. Increased physical and mental strength. Increase in resilience. So increase in resilience, you can understand that ability to sustain in certain pressure. The individual is able to bear the pressure and stress and perform under that pressure and stress. Decision making ability develops. Novel thoughts and critical thinking increases. Novel thoughts means creative thoughts. They do brainstorming. They think in a new way, from new angle, out of box thinking. So these kind of mental development takes place. Leadership skills, confident, brave, and they are more informed about their duties, responsibilities, rights, do's and don'ts in life. Now we will study about adulthood. Adulthood is also subclassified into 3: early adulthood, middle adulthood and late adulthood. It is the longest stage of human life and then there are major psychological changes occurring at this stage. Early adulthood is 19 to 35 years. It is called the youth stage of adulthood. So people falling under this age category are those who go to college, studying in their graduation and post graduation. They also go for university games. Then complete physiological development is attained, means that all the systems in the body are completely grown and developed by this stage. Physical efficiency is at its peak. The muscle strength, sensory abilities, reaction time, and physiological functioning of heart, functioning of the lungs, the respiratory system, cardiovascular system, all the systems, digestive systems, they are working at their epitome. It is said that the individual at this particular age group from 19 to 35, they enjoy the best time period of their life in terms of both physical and mental fitness and wellness. So you would see that most of the athletes making world records, breaking world records, and performing and giving best performance of their lifetime, they do it within this age bracket. Middle adulthood, 35 to 65 years. Signs of old age starts to show up, wrinkles on face develops, declining efficiency of functions of various organs. So you would see people under this age bracket, they have complaints of cardiovascular disease, lifestyle diseases, they have respiratory problems. So they end up relying on taking extra care of themselves in terms of nutrition, in terms of exercise, in terms of various habits in their life. Next is slow metabolism, especially in females, which results in weight gain. In females, especially after the age of 35, 36 years, their metabolism slows down. And after their period cycle stops for the lifetime, metabolism sinks down at a high pace, which results in weight gain. Now, what is metabolism? The energy production in the body by breaking down of the food. So, what happens? There is a hormone called estrogen in females, and it is a very important hormone which helps in regulating the body composition and fat distribution in females. So, post menopause, the estrogen level declines. Thus, there is a lot of fat accumulation in the abdominal area, and also the metabolism slows down. Also, due to decreased bone density and decreased energy levels, as humans age, they tend to lose muscle mass. Since muscle tissues burns more calories than fat tissues, decrease in muscle mass also results in slower metabolism. Skin loses some elasticity and graying of hair happens at this stage. Reaction time, coordination begins to decline. You might have observed that people in their old age, they walk slowly, they respond to things slowly. There are multiple reasons behind it, that the movement in the body is not swift as it used to be earlier in the earlier stage, because with the declining age, the strength in the bones, the mobility in the joints, and the strength in the muscles, they also decline. Many begin to suffer from lifestyle diseases like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, low bone density. This low bone density is very common in females as compared to males. Now let's see late adulthood. So this starts from the age of 65 till the end of life. In this, the skin continues to lose elasticity. The reaction time slows down furthermore. There is decline in muscular strength, also decline in sight, hear, smell, and coordination. Then there is risk of memory loss, Alzheimer's disease. There are certain lifestyle diseases which builds up during the entire life due to our wrong choice of food and wrong choice of lifestyle, which results in disease like Alzheimer's in the later stage. So what happens in Alzheimer's is that one tends to keep forgetting things. One moment they would forget, and another moment they would recall. So this is not certain that when they will forget and when they will recall. So it's a very sorry situation for the individual as well as the people around him or her. Then chronic diseases like arthritis, hypertension develops. Chronic is something which has been building up in your body since a very long time, and it won't go easily now. Then intellectual capabilities like critical thinking, creativity, and decision making also slows down. So we have completed discussing all the four stages of human growth and development. Most of the MCQs are from the age brackets of these four stages, so study carefully. Now let's discuss the last topic of this chapter, that is factors influencing human growth and development. In this, we'll be studying 6 different types of factors: hereditary factor, environmental factors, then gender, nationality, nutrition, and personal factors. Let's study each point separately. Heredity factors. So, what is heredity? See, the basic structure, how the child will look, how tall, or what is the structure of the child would be, it depends most solely on heredity. Then features like color of skin, eyes, quality of hair, height, body build, intellect, they are all subject to heredity. Child tends to take the features from their grandparents as well. A very good example of how heredity factor is responsible for human growth and development, we can relate to a specific sport called wrestling, in which the Fogart sisters, coming from same family, their father, he was also a very renowned wrestler, very successful wrestler. The build and the strength, vigor in found in the daughter, it was all common in all the offsprings of the parent. So this is how heredity plays role in influencing human growth and development. Second is environmental factors. So environmental factors can further be classified into two, that is internal environmental factor and external environmental factor. Internal environmental factor basically talks about the body composition of an individual, tall, short, stout. So when we talk about body composition in our later chapters, we'll be also studying about types of bodies like ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph. So that is there. Then energy levels, how one feels inside, energetic, low in energy, very good, always balanced energy. Then, so the performance depends on the energy level. Functioning of organs and systems, how well grown and developed are the organs and systems are there in the body? Are they functioning in tandem with each other or not? Combined together, they all influence human growth and development. Then, interest and motivation, how a person motivates himself or herself, what kind of interest he or she has, also has a huge role in influencing the human growth and development. External factors would be physical environment, what kind of environment the child is living in, the house, the locality, then density of population. For example, let's say in a family there are 5 brothers and sisters living, and the parent, their earning is not so much so that they can provide the best of education to all 5 of them, to best of sporting facilities to all 5 of them, then definitely some or the other child will pay the price and may not grow or develop in the way the standard growth and development should be. Then local environment, how is the locality, what is the standard of living of the people in locality, are they promoting sports in children, are they promoting or giving importance to studies and overall development to the children living in their society. So this creates a lot of impact in the family where the child is living. Gender, so boys and girls grow in different ways, especially during puberty. Generally males tend to be taller and stronger than females, and it's medically and anthropologically proven. Females are emotionally stronger and resilient than males. Then females mature faster than males during adolescence. Males perform better in sports which demand strength and power, like wrestling, boxing, speed events, long jumps. Females have upper hand in activities which involve fine mind-body coordination. Their joints and limbs are more flexible than males. Nationality, the socio-economic development of a country decides how well the child will grow and develop. Now, for example, if we see many South African countries, they are living in miserable condition. So the government policies and implementation of those policies are not as per the standard of developing nations or the developed nations. And who pays the price? The citizen pays the price. Ultimately, what happens? This negatively impacts the human growth and development. Then climate conditions of a particular nation. Now, people living in very cold climatic conditions, their body buildup and their internal functioning of various systems are different, which impacts the growth and development. Then geographical advantages and disadvantages. So people living in hilly areas, they are shorter in heights and their rib gauge is broader. So the lungs are bigger so that they can accommodate more air in their lungs, because in the hilly areas the availability of oxygen is not as efficient and abundant as it is in the non-hilly areas. Then sanitary conditions, housing facilities poor or good. Then stressful environment, like countries which are war trodden, definitely the child being born in that country or child which is in the growing age or in that country is definitely not getting a good environment, and the growth and development is totally hampered. Then sports and education policy of government, how focused is the government towards the overall development of the child? This plays a huge role in the growth and development of an individual. Next is nutrition. We all very well know that nutrition is one of the most essential factors in growth and development of an individual. A balanced diet provides optimal nutrition for body to build and repair. Lack of balanced diet leads to malnutrition, which has negative impact on the growth and development of the body, stunting when the growth stops in terms of height. Then lack of nutrition leads to lifestyle diseases like obesity, diabetes, heart diseases, etc. Next, personal factors. Physical exercise. Is the individual exercising enough or involved in any kind of physical activity which is required for optimal human growth and development or not. Then functioning of glands, functioning of other organs in the body. If any of the organ or gland is not functioning properly, the hormone secretion will be hampered, which will result in a difficult human growth and development. Rest, relaxation, and sleep, these are three very very important aspects of balanced human growth and development and should not be ignored. Disease and injury, then if someone gets injured, then also the physical activity is stopped. It results in a huge barrier in terms of the growth and development. Willpower, how strong a person is inside and how strong he or she is to fight the conditions, this also creates a huge impact in the overall human growth and development. So with this, we come to the end of this chapter. Thank you for watching, and I am confident that with the notes and the explanation of each and every point, you were able to understand the concept clearly. In case of any question, you can ask in the comment section. I will surely answer each and every question. If you have liked the video, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing. It will motivate me to create more such videos. Otherwise, also, I'll keep creating. But yes, motivation is important for everyone. Thank you so much. All the best. Take care.